How narcissists really think. Number 8. They need to feel important. Everyone wants to feel needed in life. It can give us a sense of purpose. However, a narcissist will seek importance without working for it. It's different than someone who is confident but does not feel the need to brag. According to Psychology Today, narcissistic people will want to be recognized as superior to others without even earning it. In an intimate relationship, this can be very harmful, especially when arguments and debates arise. For example, John believes that he is smarter than his wife and kids. So no matter what they accomplish, John will always remind them that they can never live up to his standards. Number 7. Consumed with success. To get ahead in life, you need to have a certain degree of success. Sometimes we seek help from others that may be able to help us achieve that success. We don't do it for praise or to brag that we're on top. We seek help so we can move forward. Psychology Today states that a narcissist will only help if it benefits them. They are obsessed with being the best at everything, and they won't help you if they feel that you are going to try to steal their spotlight. Sometimes this even means that they will sabotage others or make others look bad just to make themselves look better. This can be done in the workplace, at home, and many other types of settings. Recognize any of these signs so far? Keep watching as we continue to count down to the top things you should watch out for in a narcissist, as well as other personality types you should try to avoid in your life. Number 6. Only relates to special people. Narcissistic people do not value you for who you are, but only for what you do. For example, a parent that is looking for a therapist for his or her children will only focus on the academic background and accomplishments of the individual. They will ignore the abilities and actual experience that the therapist has to offer. Number 5. Needs to be admired. Because a narcissist contains no emotions, they need to constantly be reminded of how important they are. They seek compliments and admiration, and this can be harmful to others because it can become exhausting. You can deliver a compliment to them, but 2 minutes later, they will bring up another accomplishment and expect praise once again. They need attention on them at all times, and if they are not getting the attention or admiration they need and want, they will result in some pretty drastic measures to get it, even at the cost of a loved one or friend. Number 4. They need to come first. Dealing with entitlement when it comes to a narcissist can be difficult because you have to leave out the needs of everyone else around you. They think that they are above everyone, so that entitles them to special treatment. The second you decide not to deliver that treatment is when they may start plotting to take you down. This may include harsh comments about you and possibly show their lack of appreciation for you. Narcissists are under the impression that no one is better than them, and they will feel threatened if they feel that someone is getting better treatment than they are. This usually results in a narcissist trying to sabotage another person to make them look bad or inferior. Number 3. Sacrifice others for their own success. Other people do not matter to a narcissist. This is why it makes it so easy to manipulate people into doing things for them. At the end of the day, it's all about what you can do for them. For example, Stephanie only calls Melissa a therapist when she needs help during an emotional crisis. Number 2. They lack empathy. If you lack empathy, how can you ever develop love in a relationship or a bond with anyone? You can spot this with a narcissist because they always leave a pattern. They may seem empathetic, but the second things do not go their way, they will quickly turn on you. Or you may notice one of your friends never seems to understand your feelings, and they always try to make the uncomfortable conversations about themselves. If you figure out that you are in an intimate relationship with a narcissist, it would be best to leave, because they are usually incapable of love. Number 1. Envious of others. Aside from always wanting to be the best, narcissists often try to take down others because they are envious of what they have or have accomplished. It can be very exhausting to try to keep up with your friends' accomplishments, but a narcissist will not rest until they have accomplished it or made the person feel beneath them. They could go as far as spreading rumors that could tarnish your reputation. Now that you know how narcissists think and how to spot them, here are 4 personality types you should try to avoid at all costs, according to Psychology Today. Number 4. The critic. No one likes being around people who are constantly criticizing them. If you know someone who is constantly judging you, no matter what you do, it's time to cut them off. Critical people can be toxic, negative, and just hard to be around. Their negativity tends to rub off on people and bring them down. Critics can also make people feel bad about themselves and are never encouraging. If you have this type of person in your life, you should cut them off immediately. Number 3. The stonewaller. A stonewaller is a type of person who absolutely refuses to share their feelings or talk about important issues. These types of people are usually in denial about a problem and refuse to admit if there's a problem. They do not like to communicate and would much rather act as if there is no problem at all. This type of non-communication can make another person feel guilty. It is best to cut this type of person out of your life, as it is important to be able to have a healthy, open communication with the people who are close to you in your life. Number 2. The antisocial personality. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, this type of personality is characterized by traits of sociopathy and psychopathy. These types of people can be very toxic. They can manipulate people and are skilled at playing on people's emotions. They like to control people and have power over people. Watch for these signs if you think that you have this type of person in your life. Number 1. The passive aggressor. Passive-aggressive people have trouble communicating and make others feel as if they're walking on eggshells whenever they're around them. These types of people are often sarcastic and deny their feelings. They tend to give backhanded compliments and make people confused about what their true intentions are. Passive-aggressive people have issues communicating with others in a straightforward way. Instead, they send mixed messages and act as if nothing is wrong, even when there is something wrong. People who can't communicate tend to be extremely toxic, which is why you should avoid them at all costs. In a world full of different personalities, it's essential that we have a full grasp on each one and how they can be positive or potentially harmful to our lives. It's easy to be naive and think that everyone has good intentions, but in reality, a lot of people are looking out for themselves at all costs. At first glance, narcissism seems harmless. They boast a lot in order to cover up the shame they feel about themselves. But when you dig deeper and realize the way they act and think, they can be very harmful. With that said, learning about the traits of a narcissist will give you a deeper understanding of whether or not you can deal with them. And according to Psychology Today, there are some classic symptoms to look out for when dealing with narcissists. So, what do you think? Do you recognize any of the signs of a narcissistic personality that we talked about in this video? What about any other negative personality traits? When it comes down to it, it's never good for a person to have negative people in their lives. It is best to remove these types of people from your life or sit down and have a straightforward conversation with them about their issues. Remember, you should always be open and honest to the people closest to you in your life. It's for your own good. Do you know any people who exhibit any of the behaviors shown in this video? What other negative personality types are there that should be avoided at all costs? Let us know in the comment section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.